The situation for LGBTI people in Zimbabwe at the moment, I think they're hard pressed to seek audience amongst their heterosexual peers, where you find that the politicization of LGBTI issues has sort of put LGBTI people at the forefront of the various struggles that are being faced or trying to be addressed in Zimbabwe. When you find that the economy is in free fall, LGBTI people are also bearing the brunt of that free fall of the economy, in that they're trying to be able to sustain themselves in a country where they're vilified, where they face a lot of harassment, stigma, and discrimination. And for them to be able to find or seek opportunities for them to better their lives, I think, because of their sexual orientation or gender identity, it's almost very difficult for them to be able to gain that access to opportunity.
My boss called me at his workplace, at his office, and he told me people are complaining that you are gay. They see lots of French hanging around, so they won't tolerate this thing at work. What I'll do, we just give you a leave. I was forced to take a leave. And then I took a 3 months leave. Then I went back to work, and then my boss told me that you're no longer allowed here because people are afraid that you are gay. You end up sleeping with them.
I'm as good as that person who is saying he is straight or she is straight. I deserve to work. I deserve to earn a living. Not because I'm gay, so it doesn't mean that I'm ndishande. I don't think shanda that way.
I had an issue that I was attacked because of my sexuality in my community where I stay, and I was about my partner. They even got to an extent of threatening her that they're going to rape her. So when we went to the police and report, because I had scars all over my body and my head was swollen, what they just told me was that I need to find out where he is just because of my sexuality, because the police station is nearby where I stay. So it was those police guys within that police station, they know me, they know my life. And so that gave them that, I feel they felt I deserved it. And ever since then, they haven't. What I did 2 days later, I did my investigation because I was really hurt and angry. I really wanted this guy to get to be arrested or to face justice. But when I got there, 2 days later, I gave them the details. What they only told me was I have to go there and fetch the guy. Honestly, when I look at it with the way I was hurt and I had scars all over my body, but they said I have to go there. I just feel if I was someone who's not a trans man, I think they were going to take this issue further.
In church, my pastor will always preach against LGBTI, and I tried to be friendly to my pastor, trying to tell him. I didn't tell him directly that I'm an LGBT. I said I work for an organization for LGBTI, and he said every time that we meet or every time that I go for a workshop, even if it's different from the GALZ workshop, he will say we have to lay hands on you because you may have satanic spirits on you.
Zimbabwe claims that it is mostly a Christian-dominated country, and from the ethos that you see from the church in Zimbabwe has come out quite strongly against LGBTQI identified persons. And so the environment is not conducive for one to thrive, for one to identify themselves, for one to come out. Even the protectionist mechanism, which are probably the police, in the event that one is abused, they ought to run to the police. But because the state has set the tone, that protection will not be afforded to the LGBTQIA. Even the judiciary itself, one looks at the case of S versus Banana. The case of S versus Banana also set the tone of what the judiciary thinks of the LGBTQIA in Zimbabwe. And so that's the current position. The current position is not conducive for one to identify and probably to come out.
With being an LGBTI person and as a trans man, you find there's a lot of stigma and there's a lot of exclusion in some of the things which happen, either socially, economically, even family-wise, because they just take you for, I don't even know, I wish I knew how they feel or they think. And at the end of the day, you lose your self-esteem as an individual. You feel inside you that you have that self-rejection or that you lose a lot of confidence in yourself that it seems like I'm not useful in anything that's happened. And at times, it really draws you back. You feel, there is a point when you really feel what I'm doing is very wrong. What I'm doing is, that's what's giving like my bad luck in the family or in your life as an individual. So honestly, it has taken part of my life, how people treat me as an LGBTI person.
Kana uchifamba ku area unoziwa bava wati ngochani iya. At times you feel like I don't belong to this part of people, I don't belong to this part of area. Ndinenge nchinzwa kunge I have to be like alone. Then there are some that understand where I am coming from and where I am going, that understand my struggles. Then they'll be like, no, you have to move on. Life doesn't end here. This is just the beginning. And
I would like to be included. Just an inclusion and respected. And to be, when I say included, to be given that respect, to say your life matters. Regardless of your orientation, your life matters. And your voice needs to be heard. Because you are a person. Not because you're a trans woman or because you're an LGBT member or because you're this, but because the simple fact you're a person. You were born in this country. You deserve a voice.